Hi, welcome back to my channel. Green face paint is still selling past Halloween, and Ariana Grande is publicly skeptical about the moon landing, which can only mean one thing. Wicked is back. After just 1 year, we are back in full swing for a big budget movie musical. I think I said I was cautiously optimistic about Wicked Part 1. We can cut to a clip. I'm genuinely excited for the Wicked movie. I understand people who are not. People who are put off by it being split into parts. People who think that Ariana Grande as Galinda is strictly stunt casting. People who can't understand a showmance between the leading lady and the comic relief tenor. I get it. But I am cautiously really optimistic. And I'm happy to say I did really enjoy the first Wicked. It's such a fun popcorn in a packed theater movie. Getting all dressed up with my friends and sitting in a theater full of other people who are fully invested is why we go to the movies. It's that indescribable feeling we get when the lights begin to dim and we go somewhere we've never been before. Not just entertained, but somehow reborn. Together. Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba will go down as one of the best movie musical castings of all time. She's prolific and commands your attention from the first time she's on screen. Ariana Grande as Galinda is also great casting, and her performance put any question as to whether or not she was stunt cast to rest. Is she committing category fraud when she's nominated for Best Supporting Actress in a movie? Yeah, absolutely. Glinda is a supporting role, the same way that Buzz Lightyear is. And Ariana Grande might be even more rewarded for her category fraud this year than she was last year. We could have back-to-back leads in a movie musical win supporting actress in a movie, which I don't think has ever happened before. Jonathan Bailey as an actual supporting actor brings his own charm and charisma to the role and gives such a horny performance for a PG movie. I just saw part 1 again when they re-released it in theaters, and I don't love it now as much as I did when it first came out, but I still think it's good, and I'm really glad that there's a good Wicked movie, because for a long time I didn't think that would ever happen. The pacing really works for me outside of a couple of moments and defying gravity. I just fundamentally disagree with stretching that song as long as they did and ending Act 1 on anything other than down, cut to black. I don't need to see her fly off into the distance. I know she's gonna do that. Nothing's gonna bring her down. The whole sequence is just so bloated, which is exactly what you want on your climactic song that launches you into a year-long cliffhanger. Spider-Verse could never. Remember when that was gonna be just a year? The sets are great. The costumes are amazing. I wish this movie looked a little bit better so you could see those sets and costumes more, but that's whatever. The real trick of this movie is it fumbles a little bit at the end, but the rest of the movie is such blockbuster fun that it doesn't even really matter. The movie did very well at the box office. It's also done very well on Peacock, the most millennial streaming service. Maybe parts 1 and 2 combining to make more than $1 billion will lead to more big budget movie musicals. Maybe people will realize that movie musicals can be profitable without Hugh Jackman or James Corden. They shut down the rumors of James Corden as the Cowardly Lion quick. They said, no, we got this one right. And why not let Coleman Domingo be in your movie for 2 minutes? If you do that, then he'll show up on the red carpet and look great. Maybe this will even lead to more musicals led by women. I'm sure people are gonna look and find more musicals that are led by women to make movies out of, but like, are they gonna make a war paint musical? I don't think so. In the list of longest running stuff, it is slim pickings to find a musical with 2 women leads. There is a part of me that doesn't believe there's a Wicked movie at all. I kind of figured that because it was stuck in development hell for so long, we would get casting rumors every 4 to 8 years in perpetuity. Obviously, you can buy any product in the world with the Wicked logo on it. That was always gonna happen. Universal has partnered with more than 400 brands to create Wicked tie-in products, so the movie is everywhere. Last year's press tour was a lot. They were semi-hiding Ethan Slater because of his affair with Ariana Grande. We all held space for the lyrics to Defying Gravity. There was the whole debacle with the official poster that paid homage to the Broadway show's poster, and then the fan-made poster of that, and Cynthia's reaction to that fan-made poster, and the AI of them fighting, and people saying, "Is your pussy green?" and all. And I thought that this year's press tour couldn't match that, and luckily, it hasn't. However, there still have been quite a few snafus. One of the positives from this year's press tour is Cynthia Erivo has been clocking in overtime at the Reaction Gift Factory. We got Nails on the Head. We got That's So Raven. We got Backing It Up. Jonathan Bailey was named the sexiest man alive, and he's the first sexiest man alive to be openly culturally relevant. He's also the first openly gay man to be named the sexiest man alive, which Jeff Goldblum reacted to like this.
Listen, there's nothing sexier than progress.
There we go. There we go.
Progress.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because me being sexy, the first gay man to be sexy man.
Oh.
And yet, despite his performance in Wicked, despite his performance in Jurassic World Rebirth where he hugs a dinosaur, despite him being the crown prince of Bridgerton, I haven't seen the show, despite all that, my girlfriend still doesn't think Jonathan Bailey is hot. One member of your cast being in a magazine, normal press tour stuff. A not normal part of the press tour, somebody jumping a barricade and grabbing one of the stars of the movie. Thankfully, no one was hurt. I'm not going to play the video or say the guy's name because that's clearly what he wants, is the attention that he gets from it. Singling out the person in the cast who had a for real terrorist attack happen at one of her shows feels even worse. He has since been sentenced to 9 days in jail, which feels a little light. The footage of his approach to Grande led to a substantial backlash. Yeah, I sure hope it does. You gotta be a real, I don't want to say fucked up person, but that's the best way to put it. If you're like, yeah, I hope that somebody runs up to a stranger and grabs them. That's good. I like when I see that. And I'll be honest, I thought that Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo were going to announce that they're dating on this press tour. Look at this video. You're telling me you didn't think they were going to kiss? Cynthia Erivo lost her voice before yesterday's premiere of Wicked Part 2, and Ariana Grande stood in solidarity and also didn't answer interview questions. So like compared to last year, been a much more normal press tour, but compared to any other movie, still a lot. There really is only one other thing to do, and that's go see Wicked Folie.
We come to this place for magic.
Well, having seen Wicked for Good, I can safely say that that is the second act of Wicked. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I'd say that it was a good movie. This is your spoiler warning. I'm going to talk about the spoilers of Wicked Part 2. So if you don't want Wicked Part 2 spoiled, goodbye. Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are the two strongest parts of this movie. Ariana Grande is the lead. I don't know how else to say it. Glinda is the main character of Wicked for Good. The fact that Ariana Grande is going to be nominated for Best Supporting Role is bananas. We get her childhood backstory in this one, the same way we got Elphaba's childhood backstory in the first one. She drives the plot. We see a lot of it through her eyes. At the end of the movie, it's Glinda who we follow picking up all the pieces because it's her movie. This is the Glinda movie. I'm gonna feel crazy if she wins Best Supporting Actress. Most of the issues with this are just issues with Act 2 of Wicked. It doesn't do a whole lot to solve any of the problems that are presented. There's nothing that it does that really changes anything that much, which I guess is good. It's not like they made things worse. They just kind of made things longer. It's clear to me that they knew the best parts of this movie are the Elphaba and Glinda parts. So they really stretched those scenes out and compressed everything that was getting between those scenes. I thought both new songs were unnecessary. This movie's longer than it needs to be for a lot of reasons, but I think if you just cut those two songs, I think people would be fine with that. I really couldn't tell you what Girl in the Bubble is about other than Ariana Grande looking in the mirror and you think you're looking over the real Ariana Grande's shoulder, but then you realize the reflection is the real one and she walks away. They do that like 7 times in that song. And Elphaba's song is about like how you gotta love where you're from, because that's your hometown. They're literally enslaving animals, and Elphaba's like, guys, but this is your home. You can't leave. The first like 15 to 20 minutes, I was really in. I had heard from some people that like they didn't like it as much as the first one and they thought this one was kind of eh. The beginning of the movie, I was having a really good time when, spoiler alert, Elphaba does a kickflip. That's awesome. I thought she was going to rail grind in the Emerald City because there's so many balconies with a railing to them. I thought that would be a perfect opportunity, but I guess not. The overture into Thank Goodness I thought was really good. No Good Deed. That's the definitive no good deed now. Sorry, Adina, you lost it. And For Good was great, which it should be. It's the titular role. With As Long As You're Mine, I felt like they just couldn't get out of first gear. Like, it started off and I was like, all right, we're a little bit horny. And then we stayed just a little bit horny the whole time. Why is Elphaba putting on additional clothing during this song? That's not how this works. Do you feel that Jonathan Bailey is the sexiest man alive yet? So that's a no. There are so many scenes where two characters are having a conversation and then the third character enters and someone's like, oh, just a clock tick. I need to talk to this other person. It happens so many times that at one point I leaned over to my friend Emma and was like, are they doing that again? You don't have another way to have a scene happen? Oh, and visually, this movie is so much worse than Wicked Part 1. Because we're not in the halls of shiz, anytime we have to leave the Emerald City, it looks bad. Elphaba's forest home doesn't look good. When she sings No Good Deed and delivers an awesome performance and is surrounded by visual goo, it looks bad. When Elphaba and Fiyero escape to seemingly Arrakis, at the end of the movie, they are in Dune. They are surrounded by spice. I was expecting to see one of those damn worms pop up. Anytime that they are not on a practical set, the movie looks bad. And a bunch of the CGI I thought was not very good. When young Jeff Goldblum shows up in his flashback when he realizes Elphaba is his daughter, he looked bad. I didn't like the way that young Jeff Goldblum looked at all, and that's unfortunate because young Jeff Goldblum's hot. I also just don't believe that Jeff Goldblum was ever a corn-fed hick. That just seems like the most outlandish thing that happens in this movie where someone's green and there are flying monkeys. The Tin Man was my favorite of the three companions of Dorothy. Visually, the Cowardly Lion is just a CGI lion, and that's fine. And the Scarecrow looked weird. I think because it looked kind of like they just wallpapered over his face, there was no really like depth to it at all. It didn't look quite right. Did I specifically say that Elphaba does a kickflip? Because Elphaba does a kickflip on the broom and it's awesome. I wish I would watch 90 minutes of just that. Can you imagine being Dorothy, being locked in the basement with shoes you can't get off your feet, and you hear the entirety of For Good sung by Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande? They're 1,000% gonna make a Dorothy movie now, right? That's why they were hiding her face so much so they can cast whoever they want in the role. They go to great lengths to really obscure any sort of facial features from Dorothy. I think people will like this one. I think that if you enjoyed Wicked Part 1, you'll enjoy Wicked Part 2. Not that this is the measure of what makes a movie good or bad, but I feel like when it's the holidays and people are like, oh, we should watch Wicked, you're gonna turn on Wicked Part 1, and maybe you'll watch Wicked Part 2. But Part 1 is just so much more fun than this one is. Time to do something the wizard could never do. The worst part is going to be getting a little bit of this out of my hair because it's in there. It looks a little bit more like I'm doing camo now. Like I'm ready for combat. Like I'm ready for Ariana Grande to bitch slap me. When the two of them get into a slap fight and then they get into like a sword fight. Oh, that's the thing I didn't mention. Fiyero, you gotta shoot somebody. You can't keep pointing that gun around, threatening everybody with it, and then not shoot it. Anton Chekhov is rolling in his grave. Is that the first name of Chekhov from Chekhov's gun? You can't point a gun at 4 people and not shoot anybody. Someone needed to get shot in this movie. That's my bold Wicked Part 2 take. Wicked for good. Wicked locked and loaded. Thank you so much for watching this video. It does mean a lot to me. If you enjoyed it and you wouldn't mind leaving a like or subscribing, I would really appreciate that. I am very interested to see how more general audiences react to this because, as I said in my first video, Wicked Act 1 has a lot more of the fun songs. It's got Popular, it's got Defying Gravity, it's got Dancing Through Life. It's got a lot more of the upbeat bops. Act 2 is a lot darker. It is at least a little politically relevant, and I wonder how that will affect people's perception of the movie. If anyone wants me to come on their podcast and talk about Wicked for good, I will do it, and I will paint myself green for it. The thing you forget in your enthusiasm of buying green face paint is you also have to buy something to apply that green face paint with. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. It really does mean a lot to me, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Hey everyone, welcome to my Alphabet makeup tutorial. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to take some green, and just kind of put that everywhere.